Hello, this is Matthew Armstrong.
And I'm Victoria Whitehead.
And as you can see, the sun is splitting the stones. This is supposed to be the, coldest, wettest time of year, and it's middle of January, and we are definitely getting our vitamin D today. And it's been like this pretty much. We've had an amazing winter, and just to be able to sit out in the middle of January and soak up the sun's rays, get in that nutrition, that is absolutely phenomenal. So we want to talk today, continue on for our pregnancy, yeah?
Yeah.
So I'll let you talk about that, Victoria.
Okay, so I'm technically 15 weeks pregnant now, although I'm actually only really 13 weeks pregnant, because for some reason they take it that you're already 2 weeks pregnant when you, on the day that you conceive. So don't ask me why they do that, but yeah. And I'm taking these. I remember on the last video I said I was short on B12 from my blood tests, so I went and got these. They're a Deva vegan B12 with folic acid and B6, and I think they're really, really good. I'm also taking Floridix for iron, which is a herbal, it's like a little tonic that you take, capsules of it, and they sell it all over Europe. I'm not sure about in America, but yeah, I really like that. And what else? I stopped taking the prenatal nutrition tablets because I found them really, they had a really bad effect on my body, where they made me feel really nauseous and really tired. I was in bed for like 17 hours one day, wasn't I? Or a couple of days, and I thought, oh, this must be just because I'm pregnant. And then I realised one day I forgot to take the prenatal nutrition tablets, and I felt fine. I thought, gosh, it must be the tablets. So then I tested it, whereas one day I took them and another day I didn't. And I realised that on days that I took these prenatal nutrition tablets, I felt really nauseous. I never actually was physically sick, but it definitely felt nausea and dizzy and tired. So I thought, right, my body really doesn't like those, so no more prenatal nutrition for me.
Mm-hmm.
So as well as that, I've been doing lots and lots of reading and watching loads of books about home births, and I was so grateful to be able to see Angela Stokes-Monarch and Matt Monarch's baby, because they've just recently had a baby at home. If you haven't seen their videos, definitely go on their channel, because they've just had a baby, and they had an unassisted home birth, and they also did a lotus birth, which is where they have the baby and they keep the, what's it called?
Umbilical cord?
Yeah, the placenta attached until it falls off naturally, and then it's still, the baby's still getting the nutrition from the placenta right up until it stops. So that sounds really interesting. It's something we're definitely looking into.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, just to update you, it's a vegan pregnancy. We're going to do a completely natural home birth without any doctors or midwives or anything like that. Do you want to talk about the books?
Yeah, I'm reading a few different books. At the minute I'm reading Spiritual Midwifery by Ina May Gaskin, and that's really great because it shows just lots of examples of other women who've had babies and different things that they went through, and it talks about emotional aspects, and also it talks about the statistics as well for home births, and it's very interesting. And I'm also reading Hypnobirthing, the Mongan Method, and Ina May's Guide to Childbirth. I haven't started this one yet, but I really enjoy her Spiritual Midwifery, and I'm sure that the Guide to Childbirth will be good as well.
So explain the how unnatural the hospital births have become these days, and how this way is just for a lot of people it's a completely new paradigm. But explain that the contrast.
Well, if you look at a lot of hospital births, the woman for a start during her pregnancy, she'll get checked by numerous different people who have a look at you, poke you and prod you, and do various different tests. So that in itself is not very natural. I mean, a woman, it kind of makes you feel really uncomfortable. And I remember when I was a little girl, one of my friends said to me, my mother says that you leave your dignity on the door when you go into the hospital and you pick it up again when you come out. And I thought to myself, gosh, that sounds awful. And it's just this thing where you go into the hospital and they make you lie on your back for a start, so it's actually closing you up more than it's allowing you to be free. And then as well, because you're in the hospital environment, you're you're offered all these drugs and painkillers, and they know what's best, and they have all these metallic equipment. They've got, what's it called?
like not the forceps, but
they've got forceps,
the prongs
and prongs, and they put this baby heartbeat monitor on your belly, and they look at the screen all the time, and it kind of instills fear in the woman. Oh no, the baby's, you know, it's kind of all the time. It makes you fearful rather than allowing you to just relax and enjoy. And the most important thing for a woman when she's having a baby is to be able to relax and allow those muscles down there to relax, and
to be in a comfortable environment, right? And
to be in a comfortable environment where she's able to just give birth. And when you're lying there, legs wide open, and then all of a sudden a new different doctor walks in and has a look at you. I mean, a lot of
all
women,
these strangers,
a lot of women can be quite, you know, uncomfortable with that, and it can actually close them up and make them more uncomfortable.
That's why we're seeing like 37% of people getting cesareans, and you know, 98% of people have traumatic. Women have traumatic births. You know, it's 97-98%. You know, if you're getting, especially with the atlas bone in the back of the neck, you know, I've had my eyes opened. Like, we've been watching like tons and tons of births and videos about natural birthing, and then seeing some YouTube videos on you know, the way they do it in the hospital and things, and seeing, like, you know, the grabbing by the head and tugging on the head to try and pull the baby out. You know, like that's just straight away.
Suction.
And the suction, the big thing they clamp the big metal things on the head and everything. Completely traumatic. The first time the baby comes into the planet, into this place, it's just in a place of being traumatized. All these noises around, feeling pain. And especially with the atlas bone, it gets yanked out of place. But as soon as they're born, straight away, it's very, very tender, and it gets yanked out of place. So that's why most people's, 99% of people's atlas bone are out of place their whole lives. And even chiropractic, osteopathic treatments aren't able to, that very top bone that sits into the skull, even a chiropractor or osteopath isn't able to put that into place. It has to be specifically done with a special machine. Which we've actually got done. So straight away, I've just had my eyes open to how unnatural it is, the way they generally do it. And then also watching these videos with the natural births, the water births, the home births in a completely natural environment with the spiritual midwives and everything. And it's just, majority of the time, it's just really easy for the woman.
It looks so different, doesn't it?
It's like it's a really pleasurable experience. Everyone's in a place of like happiness and pleasure giving birth. And then you see the ones that are the more unnatural, the ones in the hospital and everything, and it's for most of them it's this traumatic experience, you know.
And at the same time as saying that, I do understand that sometimes complications do arise and people have to go to hospital, and there is a place and a time for that, and we're not completely anti-hospital, and as well we're also, I don't want to come across as judgmental. If a lot of time, some women would rather go to the hospital because they feel it's safer to do that. And if you, in yourself, really genuinely feel, okay, I'm going to be much safer in a hospital, then it's really important that you do what you feel is safe for your child. And yourself. And yourself. With me, I know that I'm going to be much more comfortable sitting at home in my own bed. I could get Matthew to massage my hips. We could do different yoga postures. Sometimes if the baby's struggling to come out, literally just changing your position and your posture and maybe walking around for a while can help a woman to open up.
What's the movie we watched? It was just amazing. What was it?
Oh, it was by a Russian.
With the Russians.
It was a Russian woman created it, and I actually don't know off the top of my head, but I'm going to put a link to it below.
That's just
because
wonderful.
It's absolutely amazing. It shows some of the women, they actually have their babies in the sea with the dolphins, so it's absolutely amazing. It shows the children how strong they are, and there was one where the family were holding the baby up like that just by its feet, and the baby was standing up, and it was just, the whole children all look so
it's completely
strong and healthy,
different view on childbirth, pregnancy and everything. It's just amazing. Completely change your belief system around it.
Yeah.
Your understanding.
So for us, definitely, I know that I'm going to feel a lot more comfortable in my own home having my baby, and without all the pressures as well of being in hospital and having strange people intruding and wanting to look at me, look at my bits. So that's the way that we're going to do it, and that's what feels good for us. And we're also looking into, of course, the legalities of it, because in the UK and in Ireland, At the minute, they say that nobody other than a physician can attend to a woman who's in labour, and there have been some legal issues with women who've had home births before where they've caused problems for their husband, but I don't think we're going to have any problems like that.
No, no.
But it's good to know what you're legally allowed to do and not as well, before you make a decision like that.
Oh, I wouldn't, you know. Oh, okay, yeah, but still, I wouldn't, because the law says you have to do it one way. I wouldn't go with that, to be honest. Not all laws are correct. Definitely not. So, what we also wanted to do, we also wanted to speak to people who have had vegan pregnancies, vegan children, brought their children up vegan, raw vegan, because at the minute I've been looking for people and I haven't been able to find many people, well, anyone so far, that have been able to have a vegan pregnancy and brought up a healthy vegan child, or raw vegan child. We haven't found that as yet. So we'd like to speak to anyone who has done that, and maybe interview them, or even just have a confidential chat as well. That would be great. So if you know anyone, or send us their email or put them on to us. That would be great.
Yeah, because there have been some people who've claimed that they've said it's impossible, or they don't know anybody who has raised any healthy vegan children, 100% vegan. So we want to, obviously, we want to know, and we want to speak with people who, especially people who've raised healthy vegan children. We want to find out what you're doing, and so that we can do the same.
That it?
Yeah, pretty much, I think. For
Okay.
now, we've got more, but that's good enough for now.
Okay, great. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for commenting. And thanks for sharing the videos and for everything. That's great.
Yeah.
My name is Matthew Armstrong.
And I'm Victoria Whitehead.
Chat to you next time.